Was that one too intense for you assholes at NASA? Okay. Military intel. Well, then let's delve deeper into history. You know, I really think your AI is better than you. And I really think your AI, when I post it and then if I delete it, it still has it. And then the people don't get to see it because people have trouble comprehending. It's because they have brain damage from your Wi Fi. Right. So let's delve deeper into the history of man. Right. Because as we know, throughout the history of man, it's discussed in the Bible. Okay. We get it with Nebuchadnezzar there, the Pharaoh there, this Kaiser Caesar there, a giant republic of raping murderers, fighting other hordes of raping murderers. It's on Mulan. The little girl will need her doll, right? And when you go back and study it, that's Disney just trying to make something look really evil, but take out the sex component because it's not made for children, right? But killing little girls that have dolls is all right for children to see. But sexual assault of their mom, that's where we draw the line to make lots of money off of selling plastic figurines and make people billionaires by having us be distracted by cartoons, right? All right, so you got to understand that rape, okay, and raping other tribes and other people's leaders and followers out of existence has been part of human history since we could have an erection, smell, give me that stuff, give it to me, what you say, 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 When I came home last night, you wouldn't make love to me. Went fast asleep. You said, I'm so crazy. Coming home intoxicated, right? The other night on that rose petal murder thing, this one lady on Good Morning America, okay, and David Muir, after reporting the story about what happened to the people in that horrific, crazy murder, were looking at each other and smiling. Yeah, they were smiling. I was sitting there watching it going, what the hell is wrong with these people? Okay. Only in the 21st century would that happen, right? They sure the hell shouldn't win an Edward R. Murrow award, should they? Right. So you get these people, okay? Remember a man named John Lennon that was assassinated by manipulation through the government back in the 1980s, right? He released a song that made him a dead man walking called Working Class Hero. Remember that? Remember that? Okay. And then you guys all still get together and conspire the downtown Met Gala. Is that Carl Lewis? You do know I was faster than you, right? Get all mad at Ben Johnson. It's like, you do know the white guy from Las Cruces. Yeah, because that was before, yeah. When Leo timed me doing that 40, tried to talk me into being a college football player and an NFL football player. That was the 1982 and 83 Shield. And next year is okay. Well, because I was in San Diego working with my dad at Bob Sherwood's Plumbing when him and his sister were performing in the Olympics at the Coliseum in LA in 1984. Mm-hmm. So I had already been timed as the fastest human on the planet in high school when I was 16. Yeah, I was 16 years old back in Las Cruces, New Mexico, on the practice field out there behind the gym at Mayfield High School. Yeah. Fastest human being ever clocked running in the history of the United States. Dick Cheney probably got rid of the surveillance. George Bush and George Herbert Walker Bush and all that. Yeah. We don't want to see this, Damn, you too? Is it because I ran like a faggot nigger? I did. I was running like Jesse Owens. I remembered Jesse Owens. Okay. And I was running like Jesse Owens because I would watch his newsreels because I liked Jesse Owens so much. Dorian Haywood, one of my favorite actors, played Jesse Owens in the movie about Jesse Owens. Okay. And James Cleveland Owens was one of my role models and idols, like with all these people growing up, was James Cleveland Owens. Okay. And Ralph Boston because his name was Ralph. Right? That's how I sprained my wrist, jumping out of the pit, jumping over the pit at Marshall Elementary School in Tucson when I was a little boy. And so, yeah, I didn't realize how far I jumped. Sure, Dick Cheney and all those guys did. I was out there just all by myself because we moved to a new school and it was in the year when we moved. It was at the end of the school year, and it was, and then we had the summer, but I made friends. Stephen Vargas, is old Ron Rentals used to say. He's such a nut. That was depressing. Yeah, Ron was jealous of me, and he was the one who stole my sister's Sun tape and Foxy. I'll come down to your place, you can, because I brought them to school because they were cool, and he stole them out of the desk, and then had us all be distracted in class doing that. And he's also the one that encouraged the one guy that grabbed me by the arm and, from the junior high that tried to outdunk me and couldn't on the 8-foot baskets. And then went up vertical and hit and fell and landed vertical straight down on the pavement. And I went, oh shit. And I came up to see if he was okay. And he was pissed because he blamed me because he was trying to outdunk me, the elementary school kid, the junior high kid, because they had heard about me and they all came down to see how good I was and if they were better than me. I was like, wow, that's weird. I liked to play against guys that were really good. It was fun. Okay. But I didn't go there to compare myself with them and hate them because they were better than me. I'm not like that. I'm not like the people that watch my YouTube videos anonymously. I'm the exact opposite of them. Like that one lady, Dana, on Facebook said, she goes, I went looking for Ralph M. Parsons, the guy from Parsons Aeronautics, who did things to try to find kids that had, we all have a form of connection of what you would call psychic abilities. Okay. We all have them. In King David's time, when someone's faithful and people look to them to be brave and kind and just really exceptional and to protect them, they have a better, like Samson and David and Jesus, they have a better form of relative communication because more people trust them because they're faithful people, right? And so the reason why, especially with this Wi-Fi and stuff and people get nervous around me is because, I will see things that only David Rockefeller sees, but he watches it through a video screen. But I see it it's horrible because guys that, do horrible things come up and want to meet you and shake your hand because they sit there, I molested this kid or I raped that and it got away with it. And there's nothing you can do about it. And that's the horrible part of being like me. Okay. We're going to keep doing this. Most of them won't meet me because they don't want to have that connection to the technology through my mind and then me dialogue about it and follow. So most of the people that are really terrible and atrocious and disgusting, they end up on the news. I know they end up on the news, the lawyers and the presidents, they probably didn't watch it in the Boat Right bedroom. I don't know. I can't tell you. The guilt I get back from the Democrats was, I think they did watch it. Okay. And like I explained to Natalie, I said, nothing would have happened if your mom would have pulled my shorts off. I would have stopped everything. So what are you doing? Natalie's in here. I mean, you're already naked. This is uncomfortable enough. It wasn't Amy. It was orchestrated by Fort Huachuca and the Pentagon. Okay. The people that keep you safe. The people in the military that are supposed to stop mass rape and mass murder, like the Visigoths and the Vandals and the Huns and the Han dynasty and the Roman Republic and Okay. You guys do know that when the Russians came into Berlin, that the next day more women than any other place in time in the world at the time committed suicide the next day because they were all raped by the Russian soldiers. You do know that, right? And the when they liberated France, lots of women had sex with the American soldiers because they were excited to be free from, being tortured and mass murdered by the Germans. It's a lot like the guy who got busy at the IHOP in the bushes with the waitress when the Portland Trailblazers won the NBA title and the guy thanked Bill Walton. Well, I guess you guys can all thank Roosevelt and Adolf Hitler for the opportunity for, if you're Russian, to have the opportunity to rape German girls on D-Day and or to have this opportunity to have sex with girls that had Stockholm syndrome from Russian German occupation on D-Day in the United States of America. I mean, you guys get the best sexual opportunities because of psychotic tyrants that set up the, get out on the floor, get out on the floor, right, waiting for tonight. Oh, what a night, late December back in 63, right? There's very few people throughout history that will stand up for virtue and righteousness and kindness and loving without being a pious, self-righteous, judgmental, I'm the God of your land because I'm more righteous than you pile of shit, right? It's very hard to, people like me, we're like one in billions. Okay, we're very rare. That's why people look to us and turn us into gods. Okay. And the worst thing you can do to a human being is turn them into a god to clean up your mess because you're selfish and people don't trust you. So you don't have as much traffic through your head asking, uh, you know, people asking you for help to save them from getting raped to death in brothels from Indonesia to Juarez, right? Well, I don't worry about people involved in prostitution. I call Kino Larva's horror glories. A lot of women like getting paid money to have sex because it's fun, like that kid outside the library. I like killing people in occupied countries for the military. It's fun. Okay, yeah, I know. Hi ho. I've been dealing with people like you and your mother for thousands of years. You rub it in everybody's face. No one will pay money to have sex with you because you're just too goddamn ugly, said Shug to Seeley, right? Okay, I love you guys. Color it purple and paint it green, right? Love you.